Welcome back to Talking to Teachers presented by CBA Digital Network. My name is Nicholas Harari and I'm here with Miss Morgan today. How are you doing today?
Great, Nicholas. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Start this off. Would you mind explaining your origin story at CBA, how you got started here?
Sure. So last year was my first year, and I came here from Mater Dei in Middletown. My first year teaching was at Mater Dei, and then it closed, and I was looking for a new school, and I got really lucky to find a job here. And I love it. I'm happy to be here.
And what do you teach here?
Biology, so freshman biology, AP Bio, which is a mixed class of freshmen and seniors, and marine biology.
That's awesome. And also, what are you involved in outside of teaching at CBA? Of course, clubs and activities along those lines as well.
Yeah, so last year some seniors approached me to start health professionals, or sometimes they call it Future Health Professionals Club. So kind of a meeting of all sorts of CBA guys that are interested in going into various health fields. Not just being a doctor, I was surprised we had a lot of kind of diverse ideas, some dentists, some medical research interests. And they meet. I don't do too much. I just kind of watch them facilitate this whole club where they teach each other how to do well in the MCAT, and they've been hosting a couple doctors that they know to come in and give talks at the school. They're doing a great job.
Awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. And also, I know you kind of moderate the blood drive. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so that's our big event of the year. The Health Professions Club hosts the CBA blood drive. There used to be a blood drive, and then maybe during the COVID years it died out, and we brought it back last year for the first time. They do a great job. Last year I think we collected almost 60 pints or units of blood, which is a pretty good goal. And this year we hope to surpass that.
That's a lot. That's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
And of course, you've only been here for such a short period of time coming from Mater Dei. What's been your favorite part about CBA thus far? And what do you like about the CBA community?
I would say a big, cool difference I noticed was a ton of school spirit. You guys are so sort of spirited about the school, about brotherhood, and the whole idea of being a CBA student. There's a lot of identity here. I think that's really neat. And it was easy to fit in. You guys are pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. At CBA, we love going to sporting events, the Cool Crazies, so you definitely feel it at CBA. And of course, the brotherhood, it's just, of course, you've only been here for 2 years, but it's just so strong. I'm sure you've felt just the community, CBA as a whole. We're just so tight together, which I love about it. And you can go. Of course, we went on the Montana trip.
Yeah, what a good memories.
It was a lot of fun, and just those types of things as well that CBA offers. And it's no other school. I don't know any other school that offers a trip to Montana for.
How long were you there? A week or 10 days?
Just
it was cool to see.
Such a unique experience, playing cards every night, and of course, the delicious food by you.
Yeah, it was pretty neat to see.
Helping out there was awesome too.
Yeah, you guys did a good job. It was cool to see how close all of you grew over just a few days. It was a good trip. I'm glad CBA runs those. I think they're pretty impactful.
Yeah, I mean the first day we actually were there, a lot of the people I didn't know, and then by the end I felt like they were, I felt so close to them, and I just think that's just so cool. But I also think that trip opened up my eyes to a lot of things. I feel like in our community, I am so lucky and fortunate for what I have here, being able to go to this school and have all the things I have a roof over my head, have food every day. But you see in Montana with, we were on a Native American reservation that, a lot of the people don't have what we do have. And you just it opens your eyes to that and how fortunate we are. And now I'm kind of I want to help out. I don't want to see them like that. I want to help out. And I feel like that one of the most important parts of the trip for me was that.
Right. So you not only kind of formed a closer brotherhood with the kids you went with, but rather with kind of recognizing the brotherhood we share with all people.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah. Going off that topic, what do you do outside of school? I know, you're a teacher, of course, and you run the club, but do you have any hobbies outside of school that you enjoy?
Sure. Well, I'm an avid reader all the time. Most of my downtime is spent
You
reading.
did do a lot of reading.
Yeah, I made it through a couple of good books that trip. And when the weather's nicer, a little nicer, I love bird watching.
Bird watching.
Yeah, the pink-footed goose was a big deal to me, if you remember that incident from a few weeks ago.
I remember that.
Yeah, actually, this weekend I'm going with Mr. Reagan to Doorbrook Recreation Area, and we're rebuilding birdhouses.
Oh my God, that's
yeah, pretty
awesome.
cool trip. That's a service trip open to students too, if anyone's
really?
interested. Yeah, come this Saturday.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just like spending time outside, I think.
Yeah, observing nature.
Absolutely.
For me, I'd say hobby of mine, running outside. I like just like running, taking in all the nature, just like taking walks sometimes. By me, I know you live near me in Atlantic.
That's right.
So we have the Hudson Trail.
I know, we're lucky.
Beautiful.
Monmouth County just has great parks in general. We're close to Hartshorn Woods. Great bird watching there. You can see some great egrets.
Oh my gosh. But just being able to, like, sometimes I'll run with my dad on the trail and just like, it's so nice because you're right on the water.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful. The nature is a gift. It's awesome. And I have one more final question for you. If you could give any advice to the student body or faculty, what would that be?
Great. Good question. So just advice about how to do well at CBA, life advice in general?
Anything you feel. It could be both. It could be one or the other.
I would say one of the things that can help you most in life is just to keep like a really open mind and try to foster a hunger for learning. I feel like my life has gone down so many interesting different paths just by being open to change and to learning new things and trying new things that you're not maybe sure you're comfortable with. I think it was a big deal for me to come to CBA. In my head, it was this sort of like really legitimate hardcore school with like really hard academics, and I was maybe a little bit of imposter syndrome, like could I teach these guys at their level? And I'm so glad I was open to it and accepted the role because I've really grown from that. So maybe just openness and just never stop learning and looking for opportunities.
And I've talked about this on previous broadcasts, but I think me being open is why I'm in this position talking to you today. So how I started off here, I'm a big wrestler. I love wrestling, but our team is, very stacked. So I was behind a lot of guys. I got the opportunity to broadcast wrestling, and through that, I opened myself. I was like, since I'm not wrestling, I'm opening myself to new opportunities, like being able to broadcast. And I tried it out. I loved it, and I started getting more involved in our digital network activities, and now I'm the co-president of our digital network just because I was able to keep an open mind. At first I was a little unsure of, am I going to really like this? And, now I'm here today, and I love it, and it's something I may do in college or as a hobby as well. So, that just from keeping my options open. And I couldn't agree with that more.
So cool to hear that. Yeah, I love to hear you on the morning announcements now. You bring a lot of energy into the mornings. That's amazing. Do you think you'd like to go into sports broadcasting, keep it as a hobby? Or, that's a pretty cool career field.
Yeah, it's something I'm definitely interested in. I know that sports broadcasting, it's a very tough field to get involved in because there's only so few positions. But it's definitely something maybe when I get older, as like a hobby, if there's a local sports team they need a broadcast or something along those lines. And of course I could pursue it in college too, and maybe actually keep my options open and
absolutely
go with the flow, see where it takes me. But that would be definitely something cool later on in life.
Very neat.
Yeah, but overall, it was a pleasure to have you today. It's always nice talking to you.
Good to talk to you again, Nicholas. Thanks for having me.
Of course. That is all for now. We will see you next time.